Hello guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. So today we are making spicy millet porridge, and we are also making puff puff. So here is the recipe for you. If you are interested, just keep watching. Okay guys, so here are all the ingredients we're going to need, and we're going to need millet, obviously, and I'm using the seeds, so I soaked it since yesterday till this morning so that I'll be able to grind it easily. We're going to need some African pepper, is Ghanaians call it wentia, Nigerians call it uda seed, and it's also called grains of selim. We're going to need chili, dry chili, we're going to need ginger, we're going to need clove, and here I'm using powder clove, but you can use the whole one, that's completely fine. So here we're going to put everything in the blender and we're going to blend it till completely smooth. So I have everything here is measured already, so don't mind the fact that I'm going to put a little bit and blend as we go, because my blender cannot take everything at once. Yes, so I'm gonna have to do it slowly until it's all blended and combined together, and then we're going to sieve everything. Yeah, so keep watching. We're going to put everything in there and blend as we go until we get everything ready. Okay guys, so while we are blending and all that, I'm just going to explain that for this spicy millet porridge, you spice it to your liking. So if you don't want it too spicy, you can reduce the ginger or you can reduce the chili and all that. For the ingredients, you're going to have it in my description box. You're going to have the measurement, exact measurement, all the ingredients there. Mine is quite spicy, so if you don't want it that spicy, the measurement you're going to see in my description box, make sure you just reduce the chili and reduce the ginger as well. Yes. Okay guys, so here what I did was, when I blended everything, I filtered it, I strained it. Yes, I'm using water to rinse the blender because I don't want to leave anything behind. And yes, I filtered it. What I did here, I strained in 2 steps. Yes, I strained it twice. So I strained it first with a strainer that has big holes. Yeah, the holes are not that fine. Yeah, they're quite small but not fine. Yes, so yes, just remove some of the millet. I rinsed it very well, and then I'm going to use a cheesecloth to strain it a second time, just to make sure that it's very well strained. So yes, let's just keep doing it. So here is the millet that has been strained the first time. Now we're going to strain it the second time, and like I told you, I'm going to use a cheesecloth. You can use a fabric. If you don't have a cheesecloth, you can use a fabric or something like that. Yes, something that is very fine, because millet porridge, like the millet porridge, the KOKO is very fine. It has to be very smooth, very smooth. Yes, so this did a very great job. If you don't have it, just get a normal fabric that will do the very good job as well. So this is what I got, yes, from the cheesecloth. And this millet that I just put aside, that I got from the cheesecloth, I'm still going to rinse it. I'm not going to throw it in the bin. I'm going to rinse it and strain it again. There's still something in there. I really don't want to waste it. So yes, I did rinse it and strained it again. And yes, look at that guys, look, I was right to rinse it again because there was a lot in there. So here it is. I poured everything in that plastic bowl that you see there. I'm going to cover it with a plastic film and allow it to rest on my counter table until the next day. You have to allow it to ferment 24 hours at least overnight. Yeah, so look at that. This is the next day. Look at the top of the water. You see all that bubbles? That shows that it was fermenting nicely, and that's what we want. So we're going to separate the water to the paste. Yeah, we keep the paste on one side and put the water on the other side, and now we're gonna mix it nicely. There's a bit of resistance at the bottom of the bowl, and that's due to the ginger. It's the ginger that does that. Yes, because I did put quite a lot of ginger in there because that's what I wanted. So there's a bit of resistance, so you have to mix very well and carefully as well. Look at that. You see what I'm talking about? Yes, it looks like corn flour, but it's not corn flour. It's coming from the ginger. So we're gonna try and mix it until it's completely smooth and well mixed, and we're gonna serve in bowls. What I made a lot, and I did that on purpose because I don't want to be making it all the time. So I'm gonna serve in small containers, cover them, and keep them in the freezer. Yeah, so that anytime I need some HAUSA KOKO, I can have some spicy millet porridge. Yes, Ghanaians call it HAUSA KOKO, and it's called spicy millet porridge. That's the actual English name. So what is left in the bowl here, in the plastic bowl here, is what I'm gonna make now. Yeah, so the water I use to mix it is the fermented water, because don't forget, we're not discarding the fermented water we got. We are keeping it because this is the water we're gonna use to cook the millet. Yes, so here, this is what I got. I got 4 containers full of HAUSA KOKO, and this serves 2 people, just me and my husband, because it's very spicy, so my kids won't be able to eat this. Yes, and I made some plastic bags of the fermented water that will go with the HAUSA KOKO as well, and I'm going to freeze this for any time I need it. Now we're going to start doing the puff batter. Yeah, and so that we can allow it to, while it's rising, we can cook our cocoa. Yes, so here we're going to need flour. The ingredients will be in the description box. Everything we need will be in there. For my puff, one thing I do, I mix the flour, the bread flour with the cake flour. Yes, I mix 2 flours. Yes, so just have a look at the description box. You're gonna see everything in there. So I'm putting my flours in the bowl. I'm adding the sugar. Now I'm gonna add the salt, and salt is not too much, just a pinch of salt that I'm adding here. And I'm gonna add some nutmeg, just like a teaspoon of nutmeg or more if you like. I'm going to add as well some yeast, and the yeast I'm using is the active yeast. Yeah, the instant yeast, so you don't need to proof it. Yes, it's already done, so you don't need to proof it. And make sure when you add the salt, put the salt on one side, and if you notice, I put the yeast on the opposite side, because if you put them, if they touch it over, it's going to deactivate the yeast. That's why I did it like that until I mix it. Now I am adding the vanilla bean. There was barely anything in there. It's already finished, so I'm gonna pour everything in there. It was roughly a teaspoon, yeah, something like that. So I'm gonna mix it now, yeah, and I'm gonna add some warm water. I'm gonna use warm water to make my batter. Okay, so after adding the water, I'm gonna beat the dough until I am satisfied. I'm gonna beat the dough for, let's say, 5-6 minutes, something like that. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, it's very tiring because my arm hurts when I do that. It's not easy, but yes, it's very much needed, because this is how you're gonna get a nice dough. It's gonna rise very well, and also you're gonna get a nice puff texture, and your puff is gonna stay nice, smooth for a long time. It's not going to harden, like if you have not eaten it the next day, it's not going to become hard or something like that. It gives you a nice texture. Yes, so this is what I was looking for. Look at those bubbles. Once I start noticing that it's bubbling up like that, that's when I stop beating the dough. Yes, this is the sign I'm looking for. And once that is done, because it shows me that I've started activating the dough already, and this is going to give me a nice dough. My dough is going to rise very well, and I'm going to get a nice texture of puff. So we're going to allow it to rise, and while it's doing so, we're going to start cooking our HAUSA KOKO, our millet porridge. So this water I was showing you is the fermented water we got from the millet. Yeah, so this is what you have in the pot there. what I showed you at first in that small pot is just some water that I left on the side. So if you see that it's too thick, you can use that water to add to it until it becomes lighter. It's up to you. If you like it thick or very light, it's up to you. So here is it. I'm just going to mix it. Normally the HAUSA KOKO original, when the water starts boiling, you switch it off and you add your millet and you keep mixing until it thickens very nicely. But at this point, mine was not thickening, so I had to keep it on low heat and mix it. And once it started thickening, then I switched off the fire and I kept mixing. So my HAUSA KOKO is ready. Yeah, it's ready. It doesn't take long to cook at all. And here is our puff puff dough. It's completely ready as well. Look at that. Look at all these bubbles. It's beautiful. Look at that. So now we're gonna fry it. If you have any questions or if there's something you don't understand, please do not hesitate to ask me that question in the comment section, and I will try my best to answer you or to explain anything that you would like to know in the comment section. Or anybody that comes around that have the answer will give you the answer, but I will give you the answer too. If I have the answer, I will do so. Thank you very much. And look at that, everything is ready. My HAUSA KOKO, my spicy millet porridge is ready. This is very good for if you have sore throat or blocked nose. It's very spicy. It will heal you like in less than 2 days, trust me. And this is the puff puff. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.